Victory for Vitality. Obviously, MOUZ will be looking at that same kind of a discussion about Vertigo and saying, well, that's a map that maybe we could have won against them. So you have to wait and see how this is going to play out. MOUZ, I don't know if they've been tested quite as hard as Vitality here at IEM Dallas, but this is going to be most definitely their biggest test of the tournament thus far, and it being an elimination game makes it quite high pressure.
Well, MOUZ starting to creep through the apartments here. Just the one set of util on Dexter at bottom mid right now. Trying to deal with some of those longer range angles with the P250s and then maybe go for a little bit of a Carps explosion with just a single flash over the top. Frozen's got full control of Banana, so they have a bit of contingency plan over here.
Magisk actually going to hold for the moment. He doesn't need to do too much. dupreeh's getting the job done solo. And eventually, Magisk obviously able to chime in with one, but it felt like the damage was already done by that point. Complete
shutdown, really. Crossfire between Valk as well as that Dig player. Works out an absolute treat. Frozen takes some duels over towards jungle side. Nice shot on the P2 from Dexter. Couple more of those and they can start turning things around. That's a nice timing in through Arch from Frozen, actually.
And I think now Dexter is just going to try to bide his time and see if he can allow Frozen the opportunity to walk in behind one or two of these players. Was masuta spotted? Doesn't seem that way, and dupreeh now well aware of that angle. He's actually going to spot Frozen out, but that's not going to be quick enough to save masuta. Still, it doesn't look like it's going to end in disaster for Vitality, as they will still win the pistol round, as they were almost assured to do after the opener.
Yeah, the Danes just absolutely destroy anyone who sets foot on that A site there. And Vitality, they were saying it, tough time getting some of those pistols rolling for themselves, but that is a great way to start. And MOUZ, with no plant, going to be much harder to go for something like a force in a round like this, so they're just going to take things a little slower. Good opportunity for Vitality to farm up some cash with these MP9s nice and early on.
Early bit of util just to keep MOUZ in check.
Bit of a discussion round coming on in here.
Yeah, it sort of feels like that, doesn't it?
Yep, old school tack.
Vitality going to take full control of Banana off of their util expended. 3 incense it costs them to do so.
MP9's in towards jungle and Banana, so these are the parts of the map you don't really want to try to feed too much if you're MOUZ, who are starting to size up mid, as well as a little bit of Carps. So if they go jungle side, they're going to be going straight into ZywOo's open arms here.
JDC going to be sent first, and it looks like he's run into a bit of a firing squad. You have ZywOo there, who is taking all the flags away from dupreeh, and that's probably a good thing, given 100%. He's got the MP9.
5.7. Like, that's all fun if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And if there's any player who's always been scary to watch on Inferno with an AWP, it's ZywOo. Also on the T side, I have memories of that. Like, that man just sending it up Banana and quick-scoping a whole bunch of blokes. But obviously a bit of a starlet on any map. Is this first buy here for MOUZ? Pretty good util across the board, skipping a couple of grenades as you often do see in these round number 3 buys. How are Vitality going to leverage these MP9s though? That's a great little nade actually from ZywOo.
Certainly going to help when you've got substandard weaponry to get that little tickle. Certainly something that can pay dividends a little later on in the round.
Yeah, initial smoke's being traded over towards Banana. Apex can actually jump this retake utility on towards the top of B. It's kind of disrupt, and in the meanwhile, big stack on towards the A side of the map for Vitality, but MOUZ not biting, you know, trying to play off the tendency here, Vitality, of shutting down Banana early, and maybe the T's go and work brackets, and that's where you can catch them, but MOUZ have really not been worried too much about taking bracket at this point in the round. They've just bided their time quite nicely.
I don't know how confident I'd be feeling if I'm Apex right now. Yeah, he's got a smoke, he's got a couple of flashes he can use to buy time, but he's trying to defend that B-bomb site solo, and he just gets smashed through the smoke by Dexter. MOUZ straight into the B-bomb site, and as you say, Pilsky, instantly the save.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those games, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Vitality, you can see what they were trying to go for there. They're trying to dominate Banana with that utility and kind of pressure MOUZ into going for map control elsewhere in towards bracket side and catch them with a bit of that bracket stack, but MOUZ just keep things simple. Work Banana, wait out a lot of that util. Nice little peek on towards B, and this is going to help steady both teams' economy here early on, so we're going to get a whole lot of concentration of gun rounds early on, rather than either one of these teams kind of being broke too quickly. See if ZywOo is going to drop the MP9 over to Apex and crack in with an AWP or something like that here.
Yeah, it's still early days.
It's a very technical game of Inferno so far.
Yeah. Hasn't been anything out of the ordinary, has it?
No.
But it's definitely a positive sign for MOUZ Sports. First gun round on the board. You know, it is their map choice, and questions as to whether they're going to make this one competitive as they have the last couple of times they've matched up, or if maybe Vitality is going to kick it into another gear. I think, you know, obviously we haven't seen the peak Vitality here at this event just yet.
There you go. All purchase for ZywOo. Just having to think about it. Going for A1S here and rifles across the board would even up the cash a little bit more. But yeah, if you can put an AWP in ZywOo's hands, you just go ahead and do that. It's going to start off towards the B side of the map here. Progression smoke from MOUZ up towards the half wall, as well as a molly. Does a fair bit of damage to MOUZ. Great damage being showcased there. HE to follow up as well. Could have definitely caught him.
Yeah, more of a contest on the banana this time, it looks like. Sender's going to force ZywOo to stay in sandbags with MOUZ, but there hasn't been a push just yet from MOUZ Sports.
Taking their time. Just drip feeding that util in there. Still got a molly here over towards T-stairs on torzsi. But in the meanwhile, they have pushed Vitality off of banana. ZywOo being left to solo the B site with a whole belt of util in his AWP, while Vitality again stacked towards that A side of the map. You see that util set from BMAS over towards bracket, keeping Vitality interested in those players on A. But meanwhile, MOUZ goes straight for this B execute. A lot of pressure on ZywOo now.
A lot of faith put on him by Vitality, and we'll see if he can answer the call. Already one good shot, but JDC, fantastic trade. Pixel perfect aim, and that's going to get them back into the B site. This time, Vitality might not be thinking about the save quite so much anymore. Apex tries to deny the bomb plant. Will not be able to do so through that smoke, and you have to say, Pilski, I mean, surely they can't go for the retake here.
Yeah.
2 MP9s, they've got a little bit of util to play with, but
just going for exits, playing the long game. You know, we've already, like I said, in the earlier couple of rounds, seen both teams keep their economy nice and steady. So if you can go for these exits, just pull extra guns away over time. It's going to be great for you if on the Vitality side. MOUZ sticking around, wants to try to get value out of this MP9 if he can. Flash over the top of main, and you get multiple players picking in there with the MP9, just trying to see if they can chip any of these guns away. torzsi trapped in the corner. Needs a little bit of assistance maybe, but it's all good. He's got it under control. 3 guns taken over for MOUZ at the end of the round, so pretty even result, all things considered. And it's 2 apiece.
I think you'll definitely take that if you're MOUZ Sports. Could have been a lot worse. ZywOo, he really did look like he was lining up for a second, and now that you see it from JDC's position, you get even a bit more impressed. What a trade. What a trade. I mean, that round could have really fallen apart had he not hit that shot, because ZywOo was ready for more. He was in a position where he could continue to dance around that pillar and find 2 or 3.
All picked up by torzsi now on the T side, and no AWP for Vitality to be working with, to invest a whole lot of util early in towards banana. Spam going back and forth. You already see JDC a little bit worse for wear, a little bit more injured. Probably wants to dump his util set sooner rather than later, rather than die with it. So we'll see if he's going to use that towards bracket side here. Again, seems like this is the name of the game for Vitality time and time again. They put a lot of util over towards taking banana early on, and then stack 4 towards 8.
Another contest for banana. This time not quite the war of attrition that it once was. Apex spamming through the wall. Gets the better of Dexter. And that's the first time now that we've seen sort of a untraded frag come out from Vitality on the CT side in a gun round. Puts the pressure back on MOUZ Sports.
That's just excellent play right now for Apex in this anchor role. Using all of his utility really, really well. Buying a lot of time for the rotations to come back across. There's not a whole lot of util left in the back pocket here for Vitality, though. Magus, the last man with the smoke, is in towards pit side, so that's going to make that late round hit in towards A a little bit weaker. And look, MOUZ with a fair bit of util left. Only the one smoke, but a fair few Molotovs and a couple flashes to layer over the top as they try to scale into the side. But look at Vitality, already ready with 3 players over here.
Someone's going to have to hit some sick entries, and it might have to be JDC. Low on HP, but he's already lost BMAS. He loses his own life as well. And that's pretty much the end of that. A couple of shots do go through for Frozen and torzsi, but it was always going to be a tough ask when you're going in. Numbers disadvantage. You've already got 3 players stacked over toward B. Vitality kind of make that round look a bit easier than the last couple. 4 players over at B equals good.
Yeah, great positioning, great rotations. Apex just got so much value, you know, even on 60 HP, sticking around, picking one of those players as they come in for the contest towards Banana, shutting down any opportunity for MOUZ to try to scale onto the site before those rotations are as relevant, and Vitality leaning on that 2-man setup towards A because they can, you know, use that one-way on pit for Magisk. This is deep smoke in towards mid, so Magisk can potentially use that to cross or chip in a bit of util. MOUZ actually committing in towards Banana this time. They're going to take a lot of HE damage, but it's worked out for them. Great first pick from torzsi.
Apex, he'll look for more. Can't strike this time. Now Sports are not going to fall for the same tricks twice. torzsi with that AWP in hand was pretty impressive yesterday against Movistar Riders. I wonder if he's going to be able to be a match for ZywOo today.
How do you get back into this as Vitality now? It's got to be aggression somewhere. Got to be a bit more clever about this one. In comes the A execute, off angle for ZywOo, and a whole bunch of util being dumped in. Flash over the top, almost helps him out.
Yeah, nearly the lineup for ZywOo. It's down to just Magisk, and of course, too many players to deal with.
So low. All of that HE damage in towards Banana. You know, couple of extra bullets. Could have been a completely different round, but MOUZ, great job to scrape through it. And you're looking at this for Vitality. The money is not in a great position right now.
It's a very back and forth game so far, isn't it? Doesn't feel like either team has really been able to wrestle control of Inferno away from the other just yet.
Yeah. Very technical game as well. It's good util usage from both teams. Great rotations.
Maybe not back to that style that Dexter was talking about in the interview yesterday.
Yeah, not so much. Not too much looser stuff from MOUZ. At least initially. Definitely some great structure at play here. They're going to close out the round with 4 up, so it's going to once again state their economy here on the T side, buy them an additional gun round. Really torzsi to make all the difference here for sure. Good couple of picks with that AWP. Double entry from JDC as well. He's been not too bad running into the sites and finding some pretty impactful kills.
Yeah, I think the first couple of maps we got to watch from him here in IEM Dallas were a little bit disappointing, but from map 2 onwards against Movistar Riders, he seems to have really picked up the pace a little. Had a very, very good map 2 in that matchup yesterday, and I got to say his start today has looked pretty solid. Good entries coming out from the man. Obviously still early days though, and we want to see a little bit more from MOUZ Sports. Same can probably be said for Vitality at the moment as well. BMAS, he was the hero yesterday for MOUZ Sports. So far hasn't had to do too much yet. But it's got to be a good feeling knowing that you have a few players that you can kind of rely on and fall back on. torzsi was good yesterday. Frozen, maybe haven't seen peak Frozen just yet in IEM Dallas. And obviously BMAS had that great series yesterday. So it's definitely evident that MOUZ Sports have got the firepower, they have got the ability in this roster to be able to win a game like this. It's just whether or not it's going to come together on the day.
Well, they've put themselves in a great position here on the T side. Going into this anti-eco now, you can see already a lot of these players, 2 to 4K in the bank accounts. They can have a cleaner anti-eco here, then they're definitely setting themselves up for success on this T side. A lot of pressure on Magisk now. All on his lonesome. Still gets some value out of the Deagle, though.
And he's the sole defender at the moment, so he could really be a spanner in the work for MOUZ if he got another. Unable to do so, as Dexter will find his man.
Yeah. Vitality just trying to go for a cheeky little B stack. We'll see if we get any boost shenanigans. Chuck dupreeh on the top of a totem pole or something like that. But he doesn't look like he's interested.
Sports have the angles all covered off. ZywOo will cop a bink. Or torzsi, I should say, will cop a bink.
It's good stuff from torzsi. You know, they're anti-eco kills, but It's good to just click on people with the AWP. Just make sure you got a feel for things. Your raw adjustments are on point.
Yep.
Keep yourself nice and warm for those gun rounds. He's had a couple of multi-frags here, so that's not going to be too bad for his confidence. Especially T-side Inferno. Can sometimes, as an AWP turn into angle hold simulator, but he's been pretty active moving around the place.
Well, he's not on the CT side just yet, so there might be a little bit more of that in his future.
On T side, sometimes it very much is angle hold. Now I flash my riflers into half wall or something like that.
Yep.
Now I'm throwing my exec util. Boy, I really hope old mate gets an entry so I can get a post plant. Can be a bit tedious. Great position economically for MOUZ, though. Not only are they up 4-3, but they've got a fair bit of cash in the back pocket. Comparatively, not a great buy in some ways for Vitality. A couple of these players a little bit lighter on the util, but I imagine they've kind of sprinkled that around the map with some of the rotations as well. Oh, ooh. Looks like a pretty good shoulder for Dexter, but ZywOo still picks him. Man's lightning fast.
I was going to say, I feel like MOUZ Sports are going to start building up that confidence a little bit off the last few rounds. Gun rounds have been looking really good for them so far, but that sort of drops them back a peg a little bit, losing Dexter early on in the piece, now having to play out another 5-on-4.
BMAS again investing a bit of util in towards bracket, trying to keep those rotations on A honest. But look, MOUZ going to go back to the tried and true. Go hit the small site with a numbers disadvantage and see if you can get something working for you.
Util once again going to be expended onto the B-bomb side for MOUZ Sports, but these dry peaks into the AWPs are not really working out too well. ZywOo gets another, and he's making it look easy at the moment. Misuta just boosts it up on top of the flower pots, and yeah, I have to say, when MOUZ Sports loses the opening frag in any given round, it really doesn't look good from there.
Those are the rounds that were getting me concerned for MOUZ against ENCE. They had a couple of T-side rounds on Nuke where they looked a little bit lost once they got into an unfamiliar position. Maybe their default didn't go as planned, or they invest a whole lot of util and then don't really know what to do in the late round and kind of get shut down. You saw that a couple of times against ENCE as well. So MOUZ definitely need to try to avoid those kind of rounds if they can. Don't want to see that hesitancy in the man disadvantage situations if you can avoid it. That was a nice clean one for Vitality. Nice economic building round. And on the other hand, MOUZ burning through a lot of their cash, getting shut down in that last gun round. So that's a big swing in terms of the economy here. Could be an opportunity if Vitality picks up this round to get back in the driver's seat and start fighting for a bit of a scoreline lead.
dupreeh still hasn't died. 8 rounds in.
Who's Max chilling, bro?
Has not died yet.
8 stack doesn't catch too much, so Frozen has a bit of agency towards half wall, not being backed up too much, but look at this carb setup for ZywOo. He's really getting warmed up now.
Yeah, I think it's starting to look a little bit concerning for MOUZ Sports if that's what they're going to be running into every round. 7-4, and ZywOo is picking them to pieces.
I'll tell you what, Jordan, those are 2 pretty demoralizing gun rounds if you're MOUZ.
For sure.
You lose 2 in a row like that, just getting absolutely danced on by ZywOo, and now your economy's in the bin.
Feels like you haven't been allowed to play the game for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
torzsi will save the AWP as best he can.
And this is where things get 10 times harder, because the ultimate win condition on T side is pressure on that CT economy. Putting him in that reset potential. They had that, but they missed their window now.
Yeah.
Because now the game gets a whole lot harder. Vitality's going to have access to full buys on full buys, all the util they want. You know, not going to be any of these MP9 famous rounds.
A little bit reminiscent of that game against ENCE, the way this is playing out. MOUZ Sports putting in some hard work early on in the piece.
Competitive opening couple of rounds, but then it just, you know, gets away from them a bit.
Apart. I mean, we haven't got to that point just yet, right?
No,
Vitality hasn't run away with it, but you are sensing that same kind of trajectory at the moment.
And it doesn't feel like there's been enough pressure on ZywOo in some of these situations. Like, it feels like he's able to repeat with freedom. He's not getting, you know, flashed off lines, or the layering of the flashes isn't good enough to really make him uncomfortable. Feels like he's very much just Max chilling, hitting multiple shots with ease. Torzsi does.
Scary.
Yeah, does keep himself alive there. Yeah, like the dry double peak. And then the re-peak as well.
Well,
like that, yeah, just didn't look that awesome from MOUZ.
Gonna have to see someone stepping up here for MOUZ Sports. Maybe it has to be torzsi in this round. He's got the AWP still. Was able to save it through from the last round. Hero AWP. Not something that you always see on the T side, but maybe MOUZ Sports can make something happen. Very quick banana control taken by Vitality, though.
He's going to walk carpet side, it looks like. So maybe try to post on that that jungle line from end of carps and pick an A rotator or something. There's an opportunity to get Apex here if he starts moving his way through Moto. Might even pick dupreeh if he gets a little bit interested.
Patience of virtue right now for torzsi. Oh, there was the chance. That was a toughie to hit, though.
Yeah. Now they know where the AWP is. Just keep the rest of MOUZ at arm's length. Dexter flashing torzsi on that dig line to get involved again. But he's having no luck at all. Oh, look at this pop flash aggression.
Oh, could go wrong for dupreeh. Dexter is able to find the trade, but luckily Magisk is able to hold it down, lock down the pit. And no one's getting past him right now. Frozen, the last alive, has retrieved an M4, doing a bit of damage. Insend out as well. It's going to force the peak from Magisk, and maybe Frozen can pull off the unthinkable. A 1-on-2 remains. Molotov forces him into the back of Sire, and this is not a fun place to be. Another one layered right on top of him. And Frozen is no longer frozen. I think he's melted.
Yeah. But great util from Vitality, just minimize the risk, not giving him any duels at all, just pushing and pulling him around the site.
A little bit more exciting for MOUZ Sports than it probably should have been, though.
Yeah. Just an off timing for Vitality.
dupreeh finally dies.
Yeah, look, Magus was trying to be a mate. He was trying to send old mate in, give him a bit of an eco bash, the feel good vibes.
I think someone needs to do the same for BMAS right now. He's really having a roughie. 10 ADR, 1 kill so far. Hasn't been able to find his way into this series yet, and after such a stellar performance yesterday, maybe that's the missing piece of the puzzle that MOUZ Sports needs.
Oh, the Molotov tickling Frozen and giving a sound cue over to Apex here, who could probably clean him up at some point. A lot of damage into Misuda, though, considering how low he was. He gets a little bit of value, at least, out of his life, but at the end of the day, it's another man advantage for Vitality, and this is where you look at MOUZ. They got absolutely slapped every time they've lost first pick like this. They need to be able to start to recover from some of these situations, or this is going to start to get out of control.
Still a very winnable round for MOUZ Sports. Done some good damage. Bit concerning at the moment, though, that they haven't been able to bleed a lot of the util out of Vitality yet. We've got 1 minute left on the clock, and there's still a lot to play with for the CT side.
A bit of a point of difference, though, is just this control on bracket side and pressure on the A side. It's not something they've been doing too much. They've got deep control on Nana side. Oh, that's a nice trade, but again, a lot of damage onto JDC. Oh. How has Dexter got 2 there? Bloody hell. Misuda's still alive on the B site, though. The CT's very split up, and 5 HP for Misuda. 100% a winnable round for MOUZ.
No smoke to cross CT spawn, so this is just going to have to be a good old-fashioned dry pick from MOUZ Sports. So many angles to watch, but luckily, no one's even here.
Yeah.
Misuda has elected to go back over toward A to play the 2-on-2 with dupreeh.
Flashes picked up for MOUZ as well, worth noting. Sometimes these XVXs can definitely be decided by a nice flash timing on towards main or one of these important positions. MOUZ just going to keep things simple, double up in construction.
Plenty of cash on the side of Vitality, so they're going to have a bit of a sniff toward the B site and see what they can uncover. torzsi holding the line at the moment. He'll know at least that Misuda is quite low. But you have to think now the time has probably gotten the better of Vitality, and we'll just be seeing them back off in a moment.
They're just camping the AWP in main. He's over there under the body on the right side, so dupreeh, well aware torzsi was hungry for that one and punishes him for it, and that additional gun definitely makes a difference. JDC going to drop one over to him in terms of an AK,
This will
but
be Dexter's entries, maybe. Hopefully.
yeah, great couple of entries in that round from him. Oh, it was actually, they went for a little bit of a retake. Weren't expecting Dexter up in that close position, so good little lurk in from him. A little bit lighter on some of the nades here for some of the MOUZ players in this round. Flashes in particular. They've got 5 flashes to work with throughout the rest of this round. Probably going to use a few of those kind of progging in towards Nana, in towards bracket side, which the more of them you burn through, the less you've got to push ZywOo off these lines and even those late round execs.
I don't think you're allowed to say Nana. I don't think the international viewers like that. They don't know where that is.
Nana.
Yeah.
It's the curvy bit of the map.
The curvy bit of the map.
Yeah. You know.
I thought that was called Diggity here in Australia.
Everything's diggity. Chuck a smoke onto bracket side here. The MOUZ.
I mean, still a ways off from really putting that economic pressure on Vitality just yet, MOUZ Sports, but that last round has kind of got them back into this fight.
This is all going to be on torzsi's util set here. See how many smokes that MOUZ do burn coming into this site. They've already burned one on front site. There's a flash to take half all. That's a bit of a tell. They're actually just going to go straight in. Great entry from Frozen.
Masuta has to drop off as well. He would have made some noise, but his position not given away. JDC gets clothesline. Dexter is in for the trade, though. And that's full control of the bomb site for MOUZ Sports. Fast rotate does come across from a couple of those Vitality players, but there's some shenanigans afoot on the A-bomb site as well.
I love Magus. Just doesn't leave pit, man. It's his safety bubble. ZywOo's all over that. dupreeh hanging around for a couple exits. Still just a back and forth game though. MOUZ pegging themselves in another great round.
dupreeh looking for a bit of damage here.
Ninja?
No. Oh, maybe! Too late.
Oh, good.
Doesn't matter. I thought he lined up too. That's why I got excited.
Yeah, I saw that as
I
well.
thought he lined up too.
torzsi was chilling. Chilling in the corner. This caster's so...
I just wanted to make sure everyone was awake, you know? I feel like some people at home might have been getting a little bit sleepy. I don't know what time it is in Europe right now.
This caster's too hype, man. Like, calm down. Oh, this
10 p.m. It's 10 p.m.
This caster doesn't have enough energy. So over this.
Please no bully, Pilsky.
Another gun round. Hasn't felt like there's been that many ecos for either one of these teams. They've been quite responsible with their economy.
torzsi, under a bit of pressure from that util. Nades landing all around him. Has to just back off again.
He's taking a fair bit of damage there. See if MOUZ are eager for a bit of brackets exploration this time around. They've got Frozen wedged in the logs there. He's going to throw a prog Molotov in towards main. But you can see Masuta and Apex just relying on that age-old setup at Sandbags to try to contest Nana.
JDC once again going to be looking for those entries. This time through brackets. I don't feel like we've seen a huge amount of pressure put on A early. But Frozen.
This round's going great for MOUZ. Full bracket control, and they get that entry onto the Sandbag player. Re-aggression from ZywOo. It's great shadow advantage there. Even tags JDC, but MOUZ are doing all the right moves right now, except for this one.
That is the perfect spot to answer as that push comes through brackets, but in the end it's dupreeh who will catch the bomb, and now Bimas, who has been struggling on this map, has a chance to really step up for MOUZ Sports. That's his second frag only for the first half. If he wins this, he triples his frags for the map so far, but it would be an incredibly critical, impactful round to win for MOUZ Sports. So I think he could forget about the rough start and be heralded a bit of a hero if he pulls this one off for MOUZ.
Apex has threaded the timing perfectly. Going to go check out bracket. He's starting to ask himself questions about whether this is a route back towards the B side of the map.
He's got a plan.
There's
time
the
is
sound
running
cue
out
for
of him.
Apex. He's picked himself up a kid as well.
Well, UMass needs to hit the headshot. Tucks himself in the back corner. Apex is going to know that he can't have exited the site. There is nowhere else for him to be, and that is a very routine clutch for Apex. So Vitality do get it over the line.
Both teams pretty low econ off the back of that one, though. MOUZ down to 2.5 on most of their players, so going to be quite hard for them to put a buy together here. Unless they want to risk it for the biscuit, maybe 2 AKs, handful of techie armors, and try to win a bit of an upset round. Go for 8, or... Oh, that was a shot and a half. Great control of the recoil from Frozen there. Because if Masuda gets back behind those sandbags, that's where those coffin flashes come in. Attack timeout here for Vitality. This could be the difference between cheeky little 9-6 and things getting away from them. I'm going to see MOUZ risk it for the biscuit, so big investment on here. If they do get shut down, they're going to be a little bit sad next round. Those are the buy that they can put together. Bomb plant could be pretty important. Util's shocking. 1 molly.
There goes an incendiary, but MOUZ are already well past it. They're just going to go straight through this smoke, and it doesn't look like dupreeh was prepared for that one at all. ZywOo does tag JDC up, but can't land the second shot, and MOUZ, they are just sending it at Vitality right now, and it's working.
It's exactly what they needed to do with that kind of util.
Where's the bomb? It's not getting planted just yet, goes down a little bit late. That's given time for the rotate to come across for Vitality. They've got 3 players already here, one having already wrapped in through brackets as well. JDC needs to hit a shot with this AWP. Otherwise, just 2 players stuck on that bomb site. Not going to be an easy one for them to clutch out. That's huge, though. Masuda going down. That's the multi-pronged approach. Cut away from Vitality.
Oh, great nade. 2 kits, but I don't think they're comfortable enough to go for this. Just trying to pull the guns away. You can see how broke MOUZ are, so replacing these weapons is not easy for MOUZ. Every single gun you're taking away makes a difference, and that's great work from Apex. Because look at the cash here now for MOUZ. 3.5 on most of those players. A couple of them a little bit richer. So again, this is going to be another round where they have to forego a couple pieces of utility, maybe go down to a Mac 10 or a Galil.
Yeah. Well done from JDC.
ZywOo just always gets one. Minimum.
7 apiece, really hanging in the balance, isn't it?
Yeah. It's going to be a close half no matter which way you split it.
Deagle only. Obviously a couple of Galils coming out there as well for MOUZ Sports.
Oh.
Magisk already spotted him, but ZywOo, oh, he's done it. JDC, where has that come from? Spam through the smoke for the 3rd. And blink and you miss it. JDC just steps up and goes huge for MOUZ in the last round of the half.
Gorgeous.
Didn't really even feel like that round had started, and then 4 people are dead.
Yeah. Consequence of the kind of buys that both of these teams had. Actually going to be a little bit more aggressive on the when you got the lack of the util. Not going to lean back on some of those protocols as much. This round could still fall apart if Apex has the right timing here. The off angle on brackets could be absolutely everything. But he's checked by torzsi. Great spacing. A 4th for JDC. Go on, son. Grab yourself another.
Yeah. Might just end up going the way of Frozen, to be honest. 42 HP, though. That'd be a retrievable Galil for Masuda. Make the job a little easier. He's going to hard clear the corner, and that was always going to go that way had he done so.
No kit. Oh, that's rough. Great nade from Dexter.
Well, good stuff from MOUZ Sports in the end, as they do actually walk away with the lead at the end of the half. Vitality, have they gotten enough done? They move over to the opposite side. We'll have to find out. Take a short break here, but we'll be back in just a sec.
Well, we've been practicing a lot, obviously, since the upset of the major. And we are a very fresh team, very young. And we need to fix a lot of things, obviously. So it's been a long ride. even though we are not together very long. So general, just focusing on ourselves, trying to get the groove in a way, and like let the flow go. And I think the team is capable of great things, and we just need to unleash the potential we have. And from there on, it's get go.
ZywOo 5-1 in opening duels in the first half, but it's not enough to get Vitality the lead. MOUZ Sports, and largely thanks to JDC, are able to get themselves a one-round lead heading into the second half. It is their map choice though, Pilski, but I will say, doing it on the T side, given the current state of Counter-Strike, that doesn't seem like a bad shout, to be honest, from MOUZ Sports.
Yeah, a whole lot of gun rounds as well. I don't feel like they even took advantage of that many economy breaking rounds or anything like that. Didn't really feel like there was too many saves in there for Vitality. Most of the time it was, gun on gun rounds, so they were getting it done and they were still able to remain competitive.
Yeah, quite a few intelligent save situations for Vitality where they just call it really early and say, look, let's not sacrifice any of our money.
Yeah.
Play the long game.
Very responsible with their cash.
Does the job get more difficult now, though, for Vitality moving on to the T side?
Well, we'll see. Still could really go either way. Pistol's not going to tell us a whole lot. Initial force stack on this A site for MOUZ. Dexter just going to play retake B without armor and just an HE nade. Vitality not in a rush to go anywhere, and a pretty util heavy round, it has to be said here. 3 unarmored players, so I'm keen to see what their go-to set strat's going to be here.
Do you like the setup from MOUZ Sports? This could go very wrong for Vitality if they choose incorrectly to head toward the A site.
I think with the amount of mollies they're rocking here, I'd be surprised if it was going to be A. This looks like a late round to B every day of the week. Could see some util invested over towards that A side of the map, like maybe one of the smokes perhaps, but yeah, I'm not surprised about that at all. Vitality just seeing if any aggression comes out across the map. Better inform their decision. Fake flash on the decoy from ZywOo. And it's going to be a full-on B exit here on the pistol.
Now it just comes down to how good Dexter can be with this HE nade. And unfortunately, a little bit too early. But he's got the shots. Usuta goes down to a bit of unlucky spam. And so numbers advantage is there for MOUZ Sports as they try to now take control of Banana. Apex with the smoke down, but it's not going to stop the ravenous horde that is headed in his direction. On the other side of the coin, the same thing happens to Dexter. Bit of a
Poor
goosh in the back
torzsi.
of the head of torzsi. As we are now back down to the 3-on-3. Things slow up a little bit. Smoke pops at the coffins, but dupreeh loses his head very quickly indeed, and the trades do come on through from MOUZ Sports. A well-executed retake in the end. Dexter, I mean, he's not going to get a kill through the smoke every day of the week, but that's a good time to do it.
Yeah, great stuff from MOUZ as well. Just all retaking in through Banana. Really scaling in together is too much for Vitality to deal with. Couldn't ever really get comfortable on the site there either. Vitality didn't get the post plant that they really wanted before MOUZ. It felt like MOUZ were just all on top of them.
Really sharp shots from Frozen.
That coffin smoke was everything, because you can see Vitality pushing the initial coffin smoke off the execute, and all scaling onto Dexter and trying to get into construction there, but to see MOUZ come in towards Banana and smoke that off really helped them on that retake.
Bomb plant last round. Vitality force in this round.
Big force up, 100%, and they just walk dry all the way up Banana. They've got a lot of control here. Whole bunch of util in from MOUZ though.
Oh, that's not ideal. JDC, he did have a full belt of utility as well. Not going to be able to use it this round.
Yeah, I think the HE's gone to Frozen as well, so not really what you wanted. Wouldn't have minded the smoke or something like that.
That said,
Oh, great
that's
nade.
a pretty good HE.
Dude, Apex had no armor.
I guess
He's unarmored Galil right now.
when life gives you lemons, make a hand grenade.
Yeah. That's how that one goes, pretty sure. Vitality, still a whole bunch of util to burn through, and Apex in particular needs to hand some of that off or get to using it, because he cops a stray bullet, and that's going to be sad days for Vitality in this mid to late round. He's over towards the B side of the map, so he might try to throw some of that util on towards B, pull some rotations, but actually the reposition on towards this A side of the map indicates that this is probably going to be a carpets explode. Couple flashes over chimney, smoke to Moto.
Dexter and BMAS to answer. Already the flashes start to ring through, but BMAS is good enough for one. Dexter does lose his life. On the balcony, not too much more can be done, so torzsi with a late wrap in through Diggity might still be able to get himself something done. Deny the bomb plant, that's big. But where's the last player? He knows there's someone else lurking around. But is he in pit? Is he on balcony? torzsi wins us another fight, and that wins the round. torzsi, how? How has he got all three there?
It's Frozen. Frozen layers the flash over the top that blinds that T coming up dig, and the time pressure was just a little bit too much for Vitality to handle. Perfectly played. No one covering that dig angle, so torzsi able to play bomb plant denial. But that really, really important flash really does kind of decide that one. Beautiful. Plays around it as well, just turns at the perfect time. Vitality taking a lot of guns off MOUZ in that last round. They know that investment in this round is crucial. Grabbing themselves a whole bunch of pistols. They really want to get some kills onto MOUZ before this economy can start to stack up. If MOUZ has a clean round here, Jordan, they're going to be up 11-7. Pretty good money behind it as well. That's a strong position to leverage to get yourself a dub here on Inferno.
Definitely starting to feel like you can back MOUZ to close this map out.
Yeah. Still a little ways away yet, though. No util here for Vitality, so no nuance to this approach.
BMAS and torzsi, once again, the two that are going to have to do the lion's share of the work in this round, but they all line up.
Great
and that's
crossfire.
perfect. Exactly what you want to be seeing, Magisk. Left alone now.
Don't feed him extra guns. It's not worth it. It's really not. BMAS, confidence peak in there. Does take his head off, so great outcome for MOUZ. Very clean anti-eco despite all the pistols being invested by Vitality. They really don't grab anything out of those. Here's this investment, though, for Vitality. Going to start to work their first gun round. They chuck an AWP into ZywOo's hands. And I think he's got one of those front spawns. No, he's at the back. So he's not going to be zooming up Nana this round. Whoa, Apex was firmly in midair there.
Bit of speed.
Yeah.
Vitality kind of needed something like that, and torzsi goes down as well. It's not the start to the round that MOUZ have really been looking for. BMAS might be able to still find a trade. He's got dupreeh locked inside the bedroom. Oh, I wasn't expecting him on that angle. And so loses his life as well. I think you kind of just, you write this one off really as MOUZ Sports. There's just, it doesn't really feel like they've gotten to play this round.
Vitality just cutting sound. Seeing if they can bleed out extra mistakes from MOUZ and make this round easier than it needs to be. No incentive to rush anything. Smoke on to bracket side from Magisk. There you go, we've found one CT, so we go A now. That's a nice little timing for JDC to come on in there, but that's an MP9 classic right there sometimes. Good old like 80 and 6.
Yeah. But hit those binks.
It's a great recovery from Vitality though, right? Exactly what they needed. They can keep up 4 alive here with plus bomb plant. It's going to be a nice little money building round for them. And MOUZ still with plenty of cash in the back pocket. This could be an AWP drop from Frozen and a full-on investment from all the A1Ss. So really for MOUZ this next gun round, they need to win multiple gun rounds back-to-back to put themselves within touching distance of closing Inferno here. But if Vitality takes this next gun round, then it's going to be a very, very tight game from there.
Vitality not prepared to go down without a fight at the moment. Tournament lives on the line. Still early days in this best of 3 series. It is still map 1, but I don't know if Vitality will really want to be giving MOUZ another bite at the cherry, right?
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of these matchups in, you know, the last 6 months or so, and both times it feels like it's been at least reasonably close. MOUZ Sports hasn't been able to get it over the line yet, but now would be a good time to do so, and they've kind of probed the last couple of times these teams have matched up. So I don't think Vitality can really rest on their laurels. torzsi eats a lot of damage to start the round off, but that's not going to stop MOUZ Sports from trying to contest in Banana. Turns alive. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, but ZywOo takes some damage. torzsi's taken damage as well. It's an all-out brawl.
Yeah, these are the really awkward situations if you're MOUZ, because you've dumped so much util in the early round, and you've lost a lot of map control as well. So it's going to be on individuals to find great info and great timings here for MOUZ. They've got a decent read on what's going on, but they've lost torzsi in the meanwhile. BMAS all on his lonesome in pit under a lot of pressure now. He's going to aggress, but the flash catches him. A lot of damage onto Masuda there.
Yeah, Frozen's going to have to do it now. But he's going to be smoked off, and with that, maybe the chances of the round start to disappear as well. JDC comes floating across, and yeah, I expect we'll see the same approach from MOUZ Sports here as what we did from Vitality on their CT side.
Yeah. Still early days. Plenty of legs in this half. Can't afford to get carried away. And you've seen it happen every day of the week, you know, these half buys with a couple A1Ss. Can definitely get it done. Good stuff, Frozen. Every gun you can take away makes a difference. Good money for Vitality, all things considered, though, and they're starting to get themselves in touching distance of double digits. Nice little pre-fire from dupreeh. Good couple of entries.
Cheeky little angle. 9 to 11. The gap is starting to close once again. 2 rifles saved through, but nothing put behind them. Smoke and a flash out for Dexter is all that they'll be able to have to play with. And Frozen gets deleted, spamming through the smoke. It will be a retrievable gun. Well, in a sense for Dexter. Hasn't actually been able to find it.
Yeah, HE's probably blown it to high heaven at this point.
This is where you can like do that record scratch. It was at that moment.
He clucked up.
He clucked up. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw?
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Bit unfortunate that that played out such as it did for MOUZ. He was one of the M4s really early on, and
Yeah.
round's kind of over.
Well, whatever. End of the day, it's just a little bit of a save around a couple of rifles. Don't mind the play from Frozen. Trying to get themselves in a better position early on. You see a lot of success in those kind of situations where you can use a hero AWP or a hero rifle to get some early picks and kind of push and pull the Ts around the map in a way that might benefit you. Maybe push them into a pistol stack. It's a good way to be. This is going to be Vitality, though. Building themselves the exact kind of economy they need to win this game of Inferno here. Passed the test in the last couple of rounds with flying colours. And they are not losing any guns at all. They're even looking to try to take this A1S out of JDC's hands, if they can. Good stuff.
Sports tactical timeout, probably a pretty good time to be using one.
We'll
Stuff's
see what
getting going.
We'll see what their approach is going to be here. They can't really afford getting an AWP. They're going to be a little lighter on the util unless they want to go down to some FAMASs or some MP9s. So it's going to kind of pigeonhole them into probably some mid-round timings or a bit of a different setup. Maybe similar to what you saw from Vitality, a bit of like a bracket stack after a util set towards Banana, something like that. Because they really can't play as much of a longer drawn-out round against a Vitality who's got much better util than them and has got ZywOo on the AWP as well. It's where a better team that makes really good use of their util, which Vitality is definitely that, can really grind you down and just bully you out of the important areas of the map.
Getting tight once again here on Inferno. Last time they matched up, it was very, very close on this map. Seems like it's kind of heralded to be the same again today. A real push and pull battle between these two teams, and for a moment it felt like MOUZ Sports was kind of running away with things in the second half, and then Vitality is able to bounce back with a couple of rounds, do some economic damage, and put that pressure right back on the CT side. They've started to take control of brackets early on in the round.
Yeah, looking for pressure up dig. There's no flashes here for MOUZ, so it's not like they can re-aggress these parts of the map they want to be going for, or play those flash setups like at Sandbags. They really just have to rely on these off angles and strong crossfires, and they're starting to run out of util, holding a couple of smokes to the late round. That's all they really have to say for themselves here.
It's an awkward setup on the A-bomb side at the moment with just the two players playing on the site itself. We do see torzsi starting to come back, playing from library.
Going to be an underarm smoke from BMAS here, and they're going to try to dig their heels into the site, see if they can come out ahead that way.
Smokes and flashes going over the top for Vitality. MOUZ Sports won't have to wait too much longer. They're going to have to make that rotate start pretty quickly, but the B players are holding strong, and so far not too many frags going across, but an explosion of them, and they're all favoring Vitality.
That's just an absolutely picture-perfect execute from Vitality. Gorgeous. Way they set up, take bracket nice and early on, apply pressure to dig, and every little bit of util perfectly placed right down to those last couple of flashes when they start to scale into the site. It's looking like another clean round here for Vitality. And this is where you start to get into the holders, MOUZ, right? Every second round's a save. The Ts will never run out of cash for as long as this game's going to take. And that's where this game gets 10 times harder to win.
Oh, and JDC loses his gun as well.
Yeah.
So even further expenses incurred by MOUZ Sports.
Yeah, the FAMAS is one of the sadder weapons to save.
Oh, what? Yeah. Just a bit of cheeky spam through the smoke. Obviously common angle. The heads up play from ZywOo. And Vitality. You'd have to say they're in the driver's seat now.
Yeah. And they look pretty flawless on this T side so far. Every little bit of util perfectly placed. They're having no issues finding opening picks. And in terms of these side executes, doesn't really feel like MOUZ Sports can fight back very easily. Waiting for one of these rounds where they have a little bit more util, but those, you know, as they get to the full loss bonus, are going to be easier to come by. But at what point can you, rely on that? Can't say forever. Vitality's really never going to have too many issues putting these gun rounds together for the majority of this game if they're responsible with their money and don't lose like 4 gun rounds back to back.
Holding on to Banana here from mousesports. They don't really have the guns to speak to. It's gone sailing past them at least, and Frozen has been able to chime in with one with a FAMAS.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it fills me with a huge amount of confidence, though. I think Hero FAMAS, it's probably not the kind of weapon that you'd expect to see a round win get pulled out by. Or maybe I'd give it to you, but a FAMAS, I think we still need to see a little more from mousesports here.
Vitality getting clear carps while maintaining banana control, apply pressure to bracket, and yeah, really not surprised. Would really not be surprised to see them just walk back towards the B side of the map. dupreeh going to hang around in carpets, maybe even throw like a prog smoke, keep the A site players interested, something like that. While the rest of Vitality size up this B site. It is the FAMAS over here at Coffin side for Frozen, but he's no doubt got his work cut out for him.
Sometimes the Fammoth, sometimes the Fammoth giveth, and sometimes it taketh away.
Yeah,
and I think that's
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters what Gunny had there.
Yeah, he did hit a nice, quick couple of shots to find that opening kill, but then sort of received much the same treatment, trying to hold on to B. And with that, the round's done and dusted. dupreeh doesn't care if he's on 15 HP. He's going to continue to peek and have a look into A site, but JDC goes down at B. 12 on the board now for Vitality. They're back in the lead.
5-digit economy on a lot of these players. Vitality have built themselves such a strong position up here at 12-11. MOUZ is now playing this half on hard mode, but at least they have got strong loss bonus behind them, and they're going to start to be able to put together these much better looking buys. Full util, getting an AWP on torzsi. Only the one kit though, so we'll keep an eye on where Frozen dies, because that could be an issue in the late round.
JDC stuck behind the sandbags, but he's able to answer the call against Apex well. That might be the first opening frag we've seen from mousesports in a very long time.
I thought Magus was about to get CSGO'd there, but does put out the molly after the initial bounce. He's been able to keep himself at half-wall here, so see what he can get out of a position like that. I don't think ZywOo has any flashes to enable him. He's just going to have to kind of dry walk through and cut down the angles. Still carpets control for dupreeh. So Vitality with still a fair bit of control and emphasis across the map here. Despite the numbers deficit.
Nice spot to play from for Magisk. He might just be able to catch torzsi off guard. Has posted back up on the line. Ooh, this is scary.
Yeah, JDC's definitely low enough for him to be able to catch him on a shoulder angle or something.
Has peeked into CT, pre-fires the flower pots. There's no one there. Now the game is up for Magisk. The rest of Vitality are working their way back over here, but to be fair, there's not really been any inroads made, and torzsi's going to peek across. He gets the info spots. Magisk gets the kill. He's got an incend as well to play with. He can chuck that down if he needs to. A smoke out onto the site as well, and Vitality, they're going to find it difficult to get into this one. 2 players still on that site, but somehow they're getting the bomb plant down, and JDC's died as well. mousesports, surely not from here.
ZywOo just gets off that angle, so this is going to allow the banana players to get some space here.
For how long, though? Oh, the layup! ZywOo pulls it off again. 21 frags in the map so far, and it is falling apart now for mousesports. If you would have freeze-framed that as the push was coming into B, I would have told you mousesports wins that round every day of the week. But now it's going to be Vitality. torzsi, he's run out of time. He's run out of HP as well, and Vitality, 13-11. I don't think it's just torzsi that's run out of time. I think mousesports have as well.
That's an absolute clinic from ZywOo and dupreeh. Just combining for 5 frags there. Absolute quality on the multi-fragging. That was really the difference maker. Those banana players needed to have some impact. They were so far behind the 8 ball. Another half buy in here for mousesports. But exactly like you said, they're starting to run out of opportunities. This has just been how many in a row for Vitality? Like Feels like they're just not skipping a beat right now.
Banana 5-7 into Banana. Unfortunately, that's not the power-up that JDC was looking for. And the deeper we get into this half, the more confident it starts to feel for Vitality. 2 or 3 rounds ago, I might have said, yeah, I'll give MOUZ Sports another little chance. But now I'm kind of thinking, I mean, it's Vitality's round map to lose. 14-11, MOUZ Sports just have not showed up on this CT side at all. They did some pretty good work in the first half, I'll say, but
yeah,
has not come together here on CT side at all.
This is where Vitality can kind of play the longer game as well. Even if they're not picking up these initial couple of gun rounds, they just have so much economy that they could just really play these games where they try to take guns, even if they're not taking rounds, and just whittle down that CT economy over time as the loss bonus goes down. And try to close out that game that way. If not, just winning the gun rounds. They're on such a streak now that almost feels inconceivable that MOUZ would be able to take a round at this point. Vitality absolutely on a roll. Great nade on JDC.
MOUZ Sports need a lift. Need to dig deep and find something. Been able to take it close against Vitality before on this map.
Yeah, Vitality really anticipating aggression, some of these safer spots in towards second mid. Quiet first 15 to 20 seconds of the round, and now Vitality's starting to work the map a little.
1917 favouring MOUZ Sports the last time they faced on Inferno, and it kind of feels like it would need that sort of scoreline again if MOUZ Sports were to win. I know that they'll be able to do it in regulation. You've got to give Vitality at least one more here. I mean, if not, just the 2 straight up. So it's going to be a real grind for MOUZ Sports to get their way back into this map. Well, truly in control of Vitality.
No util here on B at all for MOUZ. They are completely dry. 40 seconds, it's going to be a full B exec on JDC and torzsi, and I'm not sure if they can handle it.
Once again, another B take. Looks like Frozen will be a little bit too late to help, but JDC, can he stand tall? Only the 1 frag for him, and Frozen caught on the reload. Yeah, timing's just not working out at all for MOUZ Sports.
What a bloody T-site from Vitality.
Yeah, it's looked, to be honest, a little bit unplayable for MOUZ Sports.
Just absolutely gorgeous. Picture perfect util usage. Great entries. Sharp gameplay. This is just like this Astralis style that you love to see. Just so methodical. Exactly how you love seeing CS being played.
Standout performance from ZywOo and dupreeh on this map. Both really getting it done. And honestly, no one really lagging behind for Vitality either. Feels like it has been, to an extent, a bit of an effort by committee. Everyone's getting involved. And 1 round away now from finishing the map off.
That's why you love watching these teams like Vitality, like in terms of, you know, boiling it down to the brass tacks. Yeah, there's a bit of a fragging deficit, it has to be said, for the MOUZ boys. Couple of quiet contributors, whereas Vitality a little bit more solid across the board, but that would be an oversimplification of what's happening here. Vitality is running an absolute clinic on Inferno T side and running circles around MOUZ. The util usage has just been a cut above. They're very consistently getting map control, getting themselves in comfortable positions where they can exec these sites, and their late round side execs have been absolutely picture perfect. Great on entries through, and even enough firepower being showcased across the board for them to turn around a couple of unlikely rounds. Nice little multi-frags in there, where needed.
Here comes ZywOo. Running through MOUZ Sports like a freight train on this map, and he is doing much the same through Banana at the moment. ZywOo steps up again, and he's putting on a show to end the map. Just keeps going, doesn't he? And Dexter eventually puts him down. Double kill for Dexter. Means maybe there is some hope still left in this one for the CT side.
You got dupreeh still over here, though, having a bit of a apartments inspection. See if he's interested.
Smoke should fade favorably for Dexter, but it depends on that peak timing from Misuta. Shots just going awry. Neither player will walk away with much of an HP deficit off of it.
Masuda going to burn a bit of util, see if he can bleed a little bit more out of MOUZ, make their lives a bit easier, apply some pressure and see if they can draw out a mistake. But no commitment in here for Vitality. Trying to pull that rotator over from Speedway's side, but Bemis has not moved a single inch.
Magisk is just running all over the map at the moment, looking for frags. torzsi, as the smoke pops, provides some cover and also manages to find that frag. And Masuda is stuck in the 1-on-3, but doesn't really have too many options. Can't really move.
Gorgeous.
mouZsports survives.
Look. 3 CT gun rounds back to back. I've seen crazier. It's not untenable for mouZsports. It's good they've kept that round reasonably clean as well. They definitely need to be making sure that they're maintaining 3+ guns up. Vitality getting a little carried away there after getting the 5-on-3, but I don't think you're allowed to criticize Zywoo. It's not really yeah, it's a bit taboo.
He kind of thought that one was going to be going in the frag movie, but Dexter poo-pooed all over that idea.
Okay. I bet Twitch chat's going to love that. They've got a really mature taste in humour.
I'm sure they do. Heck W Omega lol.
Haha, Caster said poo-poo. Alright. Looking like a pretty good buy here for MOUZ. Let's see if they've got what it takes to string 3 together back-to-back and try to give this one a crack in OT. Progression util up banana for Vitality. Trying to make these B-side defenders uncomfortable.
Ooh.
A nade stack on sandbags is gorgeous. JDC almost bows out early there.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he's going to be too keen on taking any more duels. dupreeh very quick up carpets. Hasn't been able to spot MOUZ on that rotate into pit.
Well, going to go retake banana while applying pressure to bracket. A lot of util being burned in the mid-round here for Vitality. Only one flash left after reinvesting that, and that's on dupreeh on that wing player towards Carp, so I'm not sure that's going to be super relevant for some of these site hits. Reaggress in towards bracket side is going to give Dexter some info about what's happening on A, but could be a bit of a false sense of security here, actually. Retake util comes in from MOUZ on banana, and they actually flash JDC through that main smoke, so they've got a great read on what's happening here, MOUZ. You might even see Frozen float across in towards Speedway.
Oh, torzsi doesn't connect to Zywoo. Down to 91 HP, but that's really a tickle at this point. A lot of damage being done to mouZsports. You say they've had a great read on this round, but 25 seconds left. Vitality could still pull it off. Starting to work their way into A. torzsi spots so many, and Dexter will finish off what he started.
Yeah.
It's just Magisk and dupreeh now, and with 13 seconds left, it feels unwinnable from here.
Beautiful.
BMAS,
Yeah.
raw adjustment, wins the round, and mouZsports, maybe they're not done yet.
It's good stuff. They're not playing not to lose. They're playing to win there. Great info gathering in the mid to late round. Pop flash on towards bracket side from the pit player. And then the retake utility in towards banana. Both of them timed perfectly for MOUZ to be able to gather info in some critical portions of the map and better inform their rotates. Not to mention the fact that that disruptive utility can really play with the timings and slow down some of those late round executes. And when you're getting down to like the 40, 30, 20-second mark, an extra 5 seconds here or there, just from a flash timing, can be the difference between having enough time to scale onto the site and kill some of those players with their heels dug into pit or cold or those kind of positions.
I wonder if this
not being
is
able to.
bringing up a bit of PTSD right now for Vitality. You know, they look like they should have won this map already. But if it goes to OT, MOUZ have beat them in OT once before on Inferno. Can they do it again? Be a real grind back. They've got 2 more to go to make it to that point.
Big streak from Vitality. Surely they're able to get it done. Just these 2 gun rounds. Two-man push through Carpets. It's usually been dupreeh on his own here, so this is a bit of a difference from Vitality. Maybe expecting some action in towards Carpets. I can hear Dexter getting active here. On towards top mid. See if Vitality going to bite. Vitality being very passive in the opening portions of this round. Just allowing MOUZ to burn through a lot of their utility. As MOUZ put a premium on taking that banana control. I think torzsi playing anti-flash at top Nana here, looking for a pick as Vitality try to retake banana. We'll see if he's given that opportunity.
Oh, he certainly looks like he will be.
Nicely done.
That's an easy one. torzsi hasn't been too bad so far in this event.
Oh.
But dupreeh, he might have just given Vitality the map win right here, right now. JDC, get your gun out, man! Oh, he turns around, almost gets the second as well. What a mess that is on both sides. 36 seconds left, and Vitality, they've been thrown in a bit of a spin.
Yeah, Magus has still got some info on banana, but Vitality just going to simplify this one down.
A.
Yep, going straight towards A. There's going to be a flash over chimney from Magus. Can Bemis hold in pit yet again?
torzsi here as well. He's got a flash in hand. Looking forward. But Bemis, he doesn't need it. Misuta goes down. Vitality, they're choking. It's falling apart. It's gone. What? How? How has that round disappeared? MOUZ Sports, MOUZ, they survive. One round away from overtime.
Right when he's needed for Bemis. Very, very quiet game on the T side in particular. Look, questionable. There's some questionable moments in that round. No bloody doubt about it. Big multi-frags coming up right when he's needed from Bemis. One more for MOUZ. Whole lot of hard work. Oh, see you later, chicken.
You really
Get out of the bloody door.
You wouldn't want to lose it here. 16-14, that would be a painful one to drop. It feels like it's destined to go to OT.
Look at this from Vitality, though. So much control of banana this time. They got shot out last round.
Get that poll back in chat. Everyone said no last time. Could be yes. JDC, wide swing, gets Apex. But
no.
They've lost Frozen on the B side, and now it gets ever more difficult. Surely not at the 11th hour. MOUZ, they cannot fall. It's the final hurdle. Dexter has pulled off a bit of magic in this map so far. A couple of cheeky multi-frags. He's going to need another one, but runs right into Misuta. You could see what he was trying to do. Needed to pick the pace up, needed to find something for MOUZ, but unfortunately, it has fallen apart, and Vitality, a 4-on-1 now for torzsi. It's not possible. 16-14. Vitality with a sweaty brow. They stave off the overtime and they win map 1.